Hi there, this is Tammy. Welcome back to my channel. This is week 5 of my series showing different techniques you can do with the Stamparatus by Stampin' Up. A quick recap. In the first week we made a card. I made a card using this stamp that is all one stamp. It's all of these different messages. There are 19 sentiments, and then this die set that cuts out all of them at once. And the card that we made with that was this one, where I heat embossed these on black and then cut these out. So that was week 1. Week 2 was what I called Step It Down, and I showed how you can use our Stamparatus to keep going down 1 inch with your stamp. The arm comes out and you can move it down. Buster's saying hi. Week 3 was multiple step stamping, so I showed how this flower was stamped, the outline was stamped, and then I used the Stamparatus to stamp the green part. This is my favorite. Well, I like them all, but. And then last week I showed you mirror image stamping. I showed you how to stamp this same stamp facing each other. And this week what I'm going to show you is how to what am I going to call it? It is stamping on your die cuts. So it's using the Stamparatus. You can die cut multiple pieces of blank cardstock and then stamp them all at once with the Stamparatus. So let me show you the suite that I'm using today. This is Stampin' Up's new mini catalog that went live on January 5th. And when I saw this suite called Snail Mail, I knew I had to have it. I only bought a couple of suites out of this catalog. One of them was the hydrangea that I used a couple weeks ago. And it has this stamp set that's called Snailed It. And then it has matching dies. There's also a punch. This is the shape of the punch. The punch is in the main catalog and it's been there for a while. And then it has these 2 baker's twines. These are, does it tell me what color they are? Blushing Bride and Whisper White. I'm really glad to have white baker's twine again because I love to use it. It has these fun little heart embellishments. I should have gotten them out. Oh, here they are. Resin hearts in red and white. And then it has this really fun paper. I absolutely love the paper. So this is one of the patterns, front and back. These are there's also a stamp that says hello and a die that will cut that out and cuts out the bubble. So these are, I love these little mushrooms, very cute. So that's one of the patterns. This is another pattern. This is one side. I'll turn it over to show you the other side. And this is a lot of fun. I love this. And then we have these dotted lines and cute little snails. Large mushrooms and little red hearts. They might be kind of hard to see. Have I showed you everything? I don't think so. There's this one that is different snails and little envelopes and letters. And then this design on the background looks like snail trails. So that's 1, 2, 3, 5. I've missed one. So let me see which one I missed. This one. It's with the yellow background, the cute little boxes and letters. And then on the back is little postage stuff. So before I get started with the Stamparatus, I want to show you that the dies will cut out some of these pieces. So the dies will cut out this snail and this envelope on this sheet. They don't cut out the other one. They don't cut out these guys, but I want to show you something with those. And they cut out this little snail on this one. And then they'll cut out all of these if you want to. I don't really have a use for hello in different languages, so I would only do the ones that actually say hello or have the hearts. So let me show you what I did. This is just from two partial sheets. I cut out these guys. And the nice thing is they're already colored, so you don't have to do any coloring. So aren't those fun? These guys. So you could die cut all of those out, and then that makes your card making a lot easier. Let me show you what else I did. These guys are really easy to cut out, to fussy cut. So I had a partial sheet, and I cut out all of these from just one partial sheet. And there's a really cute card in the catalog that I want to make. And that's this one, and it uses all those mushrooms. And then I loved this card, so I had to make one similar to this first. I like the paper weaving. So here's my card. It's slightly different because I added a textured background. This is the brick embossing 3D embossing folder, but otherwise the card's pretty much the same, and I added this little pink and white bow at the bottom. Let's see, get these out of my way. So let's get started. I have a lot of fun stuff that I can use. Let's get started with the Stamparatus. Where did I put it? There it is. Okay, so if you remember, the way the Stamparatus is different than all the other stamping platforms is the platforms come out, which allowed me to do week 2 where I stepped it down. And it comes with 2, one that goes here and one that can go here. And I showed last week how you would use 2 at the same time to help you with your stamping needs. So what I'm going to show you today is how you can stamp multiple images at once that have already been die cut. So I die cut a bunch of these 4 images. I'm saying 4 because I'll tell you why. And stamped them with the Stamparatus, stamped them all at once, which was fun. So the heart, here's the bummer. I got started and I moved my stuff to do something, and then when I went back, my little heart stamp is gone. I cannot find it anywhere. I had not even used the stamp set yet, and I lost that little heart, which is a bummer because it was a little outline heart. So I can die cut that heart with colored paper or with pattern paper, but I don't have the stamp. I'm hoping it appears someday when I finally clean up this mess that I have around me, but for now it's just gone. So I die cut these, and I'm going to put this in the Stamparatus, and I'm putting it all the way up in the corner. And be careful with these magnets, they will break if they snap together too hard. So I'm going to do this, put this on here, and then what I'm going to do is put my stamps in the spots. And they have a little bit of give. You want to get them centered in there. This one I feel like is the hardest to get right. And this one only cuts out that guy. It doesn't cut out the You've Got Mail. So I might end up cutting this apart so that I have this separate. I do that sometimes with my stamps when the words are part of the stamp. So I put those down, and I'm going to pick them all up. And then I'm going to put my die cuts in there like a puzzle. one fell on the floor, so it's got some dirty on it. Dirt. It fell on the floor out of my reach, and I had to use my foot to get it. So there we go. And I'm going to stamp these guys with Memento black ink. You can see what I'm doing. I'm inking them up. And then I'm just going to stamp them. And there's a little bit that didn't stamp well there, and something is like catching, so that might have been too close in the corner. The nice thing about the Stamparatus is if you're not happy with how dark it is, you can just go back and do it again, because nothing has moved. So I'm happy with that. I'm going to take out my little images. I need to clean that, but I'll set that over there for now. For my card today, I'm going to use this guy, and I'm coloring him with my Stampin' Blends. So I'm going to start with the bullet tip on that string that's around the present. And then I'm going to use, this is Flirty Flamingo, light and dark. I'm going to put Flirty Flamingo up there. And then I'm going to color my snail. You hear my dog in the background making noise. I don't know what she's doing. She's just making noise. So color that. And I'm going to take my bullet tip and just add some contrasting color in there. Very simple. This is not intricate shading at all. It's just very simple. And that will soften it up a little bit. So that's that color. I'm using Old Olive Light on the present, the bottom present. And then I'm going to use Daffodil Delight, light and dark, for the shell. And I am being very careful with this. These tips are kind of fragile, actually. You have to have a really light touch or they get messed up easily. And then I'm going to use Daffodil Delight Dark for those parts. And then I'm going to outline this using the dark. So there is my little snail all colored. And then this guy, I'm taking the little hello stamp and I'm going to stamp it using Bermuda Bay ink. So those are my two pieces. These guys are waiting to be used on other cards. And I'm doing what I call a mini slimline card. So this card is 6 1/4 by 3 3/8. And to do that, I do 6 1/4 by 6 3/4 and then score it at 3 3/8. So that's my card base. And then this piece is 6 by 3 1/8, and this is the brick embossing folder again. So I'm going to add this to my card. With the 3D embossing folders, I don't use this because it can flatten part of your design, but also because of these raised edges here, it can rip it. So I use liquid glue whenever I'm gluing down my 3D embossing folders. You guys know I like white on white. I just like the way white on white looks. And then I have some strips. First thing I'm going to do is take this one and put it on the inside of the card. I always do something to the inside of my cards. And it's not much, but it adds a pop of color in there. So that's the inside. You can see I've already stamped the back with my stamp. And then I have these strips that I'm going to lay on there. So I'm going to use the liquid glue again. I just get glue all over my fingers when I'm doing this. And I'm going to put this about 3/4 of the way up. Straight across. Sorry. And then I'm going to do the red. These paper strips are 1/4 of an inch wide. Glue all over my fingers. I'm lining them up on the right hand side. And then the left hand side is kind of helter-skelter. There goes my heater. Trying to evenly space these. I'm not sure how even they are, but so there's that. And then I die cut this shape, which is also in the die set. It's a square, and I'm just going to put it on using dimensionals. I'm gonna kind of center this. Usually I do stuff on the left side of the card, but this snail is facing the other way, so that's why this is on the right side of the card. I'm gonna put dimensionals on the back of my snail. Put her, she looks like a girl to me, right in the center there. Put a dimensional on the back of my hello. Add this right here. There's my completed card. This card is made to fit in a letter envelope, just a standard letter envelope. Just like that. However, I think these are boring, and these are made out of really thin paper, so you can see through them. So I made my own envelopes using, where did they go? These are the envelopes that I made. So I'm going to show you how I did that. First of all, close up my glue so that I can get into it next time. These guys out of my way. This is an 8x8 piece of paper. Designer paper. I did. I didn't pay attention, so this is going to be, well, I did pay attention. I want this to be my outside, and I want the lines to go across. What that means is on the inside, they're sideways. I'm okay with that. So you can maybe see the score lines better here. This is 8x8. and I scored it at 1 inch on one side and a 1/2 inch on the other side. And then I did 2 1/4 and 2 1/8 in from each side. I'm going to cut out some parts. I'm cutting at an angle. To cut out that piece, and you'll see why in a second. This is the top flap. This is a policy envelope. I don't know why they're called policy envelopes. No idea. To me, it's just an envelope that's a different shape than what I'm used to, but I would not call them policy envelopes. So, there's my envelope, and I will fold and burnish on all the score lines. And then I will add tear and tape. I'm adding to just one of the sides, and then to the top and bottom flap. This is just a little Stampin' Block that I don't use for anything else because it's got straight edges, and I like the way the Stampin' Up! Ones have they have rounded corners. So then I'm gonna fold this up into an envelope. And I put this on the outside because if you can put it on the inside, but when you do that, your card might catch on it. I'm gonna leave this, and I'm gonna grab a quick corner rounder punch. My Stampin' Up! One is where I can't reach it right now, and this one's just in my drawer, so I'm going to round those corners. And there's your policy envelope, and this, when you go to send it, you have the tear and tape on there, and that's okay that that's sideways. It's better than upside down, which a couple of those others are upside down. And then the other thing I did to this was I have half sheet labels. It's 2 on a page, and I stamped this on the label and then punched it out with the punch. This is the punch, and I like that it's a sticker and that it's a label sticker because I know it should stay. It's made to do labels, so it should stay throughout the life, the travels of this envelope. So there's my envelope. Here's my card. So I hope you like this. I had a lot of fun making this. When I saw this set, I knew that I had to have it. It's one I'll probably keep for a long time because it's amazing for Happy Mail. I just love, it's so cute, and I love the sentiments that are in it. And the paper is fun as well. I can make a lot of things with those die cuts that I did. So if you've been watching this series, you know that I'm going to do 12 videos. And at the end of those 12 videos, I'm going to do a giveaway. I'm going to give away a Stamparatus in a case, as well as this stamp and die set. And the way I'm going to do that giveaway is I will randomly choose one of the videos, and then I'll use the random comment picker to choose a comment from one of those videos, and that will be my winner. Let me show you how well this fits in. Oh, I forgot one thing. I like on envelopes to just cut out a little, any circle punch will work. That one happens to be retired. I probably shouldn't have used it. It's my 1 inch and I love it. So this is how it fits in the envelope. Like this. So I'll be doing that giveaway at the end. I hope you have enjoyed this card. Like I said, this one is straight out of the catalog. What I did was just added this piece on the back that is the brick embossing folder. I love all of those cards that are shown on that page, and so I'll probably make them all with my own little tweaks, but they won't need many tweaks because they're really cute the way they are. So thank you for watching and have a wonderful day.